Several years ago, I had the opportunity to meet Deanna Favre. No matter what she's accomplished, no matter what she has in this world, she's always so humble, always so quiet. And we talked about our stories, and we realized that during her struggle with cancer and also in her healing, that she had sort of taken on a life that was more chronic than she knew. It was more than just about living a chronic physical life. She had been living a chronic spiritual and emotional and relational life. And I knew that I had been through the same things. And we just offhand said, you know, we ought to write a book about how to, you know, live through the chronic life.
You were tough. I mean, you through the 1990s, being a single mom, and dadgummit, you were gonna survive with or without Brett. You wanted to survive with Brett, and then you went through the addiction, and you kind of helped him right that ship. But you had become so strong, and then you prayed. And I think this is so funny because I remember doing the same thing. I remember thinking, Lord, you know, I'm strong, I'm tough. Expand my boundaries.
Mm-hmm. And now I'm wondering, is there like a reverse prayer that I can
God,
slow
reduce
down
my boundaries.
We sent it to some publishers and found a publisher who liked the idea of us telling our story together, but then also sharing what we felt were the principles that God had given to our lives to be able to not only survive that chronic nature, but to prevail against it. God wants you to be cured of a chronic life. God doesn't want to just treat you for the chronic existence. He wants to cure you of that. It's not a complicated formula, but if you think about it, and this is what Deanna and I realized, if you think about it, God's not complicated.
I would love to get back to the simplicity of that life and not care about, you know, what shoes someone has on or what jacket or handbag they're carrying.
Sure.
Who cares? It's just stuff.
It is. They're just things.
And it doesn't belong to us,
No.
like your mom always said.
It can be complicated. God could have made it so out of reach for any of us, but God didn't. He made it a simple formula for us to be able to get out of ourselves, to connect to our brothers and sisters, and that would not only rejuvenate our lives, but it becomes a regeneration of our community life together.
I don't ever question that now, but you know, for a long time I was like, why did I stay with him? Why am I going through all of this? And I don't want to be in the spotlight.
This book has been a journey into itself, and it's been a great journey. But more than anything, we wrote this book because we don't want you to go through the same difficulties that we went through if we can help you not go through them. If we can give you a heads up on how to avoid certain turns and twists in the road and trust that God has something better, that there's a new normal, and that God wants something different for your life. And so we hope that this will indeed be a cure for the chronic nature that hits all of us.